Hit that, and then I'm gonna change it over to the opening with the Thriller video.
Okay. Matter of fact, hold on one. Let me just get the you. Okay, you got it. That was my. Oh, that was me.
Yeah, I think it was you.
Oh, let me get on YouTube. I wasn't even on YouTube.
Uh-oh, we're live. It's about time for a little Thriller action. So they can't see us. All they see right now is the beginning of the Thriller video. So we're
Okay.
gonna go ahead and play that. Hold on just a sec.
One of nine. I ain't nowhere near the top. Though.
I'll take you home.
There's some guys out here that go. Bow, bow.
There we go. We're live. I got it to the other screen now. What's up, everybody? How's everybody doing? It's time for another live stream, and me and Michael Trapson. It was funny, Mike, because a lot of people are like, I never expected you two to be friends. I don't know why people say that, but it's just like the weirdest thing. So it's cool that we're finally doing a live stream together because we're both horror fans. And I think my audience, I think I'd like them to get to know you a little bit better. So first off, everybody, how's everybody doing? This is Michael Trapson, the one, the only. I'm sure a lot of you guys know him. His channel is very big. But go ahead and introduce yourself, sir, if just in case somebody doesn't know you.
Oh yeah. No, my YouTube is Michael Trapson. If anybody see my videos, us groovy and everything. I know how we do over there. And I'm out here in the Drumdums layer tonight.
Yeah, man, it's an honor to have you too. I've always wanted to get you on a live stream and talk horror with you. Because honestly, I don't know, I got questions for you, all right? Because I know you like horror, but I don't know. And I know you like Halloween Resurrection. And we'll probably get into that.
We're going to get into that.
Yeah.
We're going to get into that.
But first off, I guess we'll say hi to some people in the chat. Josh Richardson, Ram the Man, Mikey Son, True Horror. Leela, how are you doing? Ram the Man, and Samuel Pagan, all these good. Simon Moon, yeah. You might see a couple of your subscribers in there too, which would be cool. But
Ram, one of my guys, he be always on my streams.
Cool. So let me first off, before we get going, let me tell you guys how this thing's going to work. All right. This is an Ask Me Anything. It's going to be horror based. So if you want to ask a horror question, you can do that. But don't hold your questions until we get to that portion of the video. Because first off, I'm going to talk to Michael about his history with horror, his history with YouTube, all that stuff. Let you guys get to know him a little bit better. We'll talk a little bit about Halloween Kills and a little bit about Nightmare on Elm Street. But first off, Michael, how long have you been doing YouTube now?
Well, I've been doing YouTube for maybe 6, 7, 8 years, something like that. But I've been doing Trapson for about the last 3 years. Started doing that back in 2016. A couple of my videos went viral on Facebook.
Yeah.
If Michael Jackson made trap music, some fun videos. Trying to keep the King of Pop alive. And
now, was it that Billie Jean and I Dab? Was that the first one that really took off?
Well, that was the second one. The first one I did was called Peter Pan.
Yeah.
And it was they call me Peter Pan, and I was saying, oh, that was funny. And then I made one a week later. That was Billie Jean and I Dab, and that's the one that took off crazy. Oh, shout outs to Donald Newton.
Yep. You want to read it?
He's talking to you.
Okay. He says, hello, Lee, hello, Michael. I've seen some group reaction videos with you in it. Also, Lee, yeah, I was going to ask you about that. Chapter 12 of Father Death was posted. Now, Donald wrote some Scream fan fiction. So if you click on his link, it will guide you to his Scream work, and you can see, because it's a lot of work writing those. I get a lot of those fan fiction sent to me, and it's a lot of work that goes into those things. So I mean, mad props for you guys that do all that. But yeah, thank you for that super chat too, Donald.
Hell yeah, Donald. Yo, keep that dream alive, man. I want to see some of that too.
That's it. Now we were on Billie Jean and I Dab. Now did the first video take off like the second video, or was it like one and then the next one just like really skyrocketed?
Yeah, it's like the first one. It did like it must have did like 1 million, 2 million like a week or something like that. And I was like, wow, this is crazy. Like Facebook, yo, they, you know what I mean, they really, turn up. Like Mike Epps was sharing it. A lot of celebrities started sharing that one video. But then when I did the Billie Jean and My Dad video, that's when like all the celebrities started sharing it from
Oh,
like
that's
Lil
cool. I didn't
Lil
know
Wayne,
that. But what celebrities were sharing it?
Lil Wayne. Uh,
Holy crap,
he shared it. The Weeknd tweeted one of my lyrics.
dude, that's freaking awesome.
It's like Peter Pan with the swag. Um, Shade Room. I was on the what's it called, the Vine clip of the week. Like the compilation. I was on Vine. I was on
Yeah.
World Star Hip Hop. All just having fun, just trying to make Michael Jackson a gangster, like make him more, like you can't mess with Michael type of vibe.
Yeah, I mean, and you can tell that like the production skills are there. Those videos aren't. It wasn't like a freak accident. I could tell when I saw, like, I haven't seen the Peter Pan one, but I saw the Billie Jean and I Dab, and I was like, wow, this is really good production value. It looks as good as like the Billie Jean video. You can tell that you put a lot of work into that.
Billie Jean, he was really walking on some square tiles.
Yeah, but now, let me ask you, as far as like from a production standpoint, is that whole vision, is that all in your head, or is that like a team effort for those videos?
Well, yeah, well, I do all the editing. I get a couple guys, a couple friends of mine, a couple close homies to go out there and shoot it for me. I give them an idea, I direct all my stuff, and I tell them I want it like this and shoot it like that. And I say, as long as you give me the footage, I can just, 'cause I like editing my own videos.
Yeah.
I don't trust a lot of people with my angles because it's not just me. We trying to make it look like Michael at the same time. So I want to get the best Michael vibe that I can possibly can as an MJ fan. So yeah,
You do a really good job at that too, because when I was watching your short film, was it The Glow, Michael Trapson? And,
oh yeah, Trapson EO.
Yeah, Trapson EO, and there's a scene like it's like a fight scene, and the choreography is like you combine Michael Jackson's dance moves with like karate.
Oh yeah.
It was bad. It was pretty cool. I remember I was watching that with my wife actually, and it's funny. I was like, "Babe, we're gonna watch this little short film." She's like, "Oh, brother, here we go." And we sat down, and I'm not lying. She was hooked from the beginning. She was laughing. She was like, "This is really fun." And then
Right, yeah.
when you're doing like the dance moves, she lost it. She was just like, because you did you did the spin, and then you go,
Oh yeah.
and she just lost it.
I was fighting in the warehouse, like,
Yeah.
woo! Yeah, I need to talk about your little tap. Oh,
Yeah.
we got another super chat.
Yep. Another one from Donald Newton for Michael. Elvis Presley, Jim Morrison, and Michael Jackson are the three kings, my idols. Now, I know you're a Michael Jackson fan, but are you like an Elvis Presley fan or a Jim Morrison fan?
I can't consciously say I know Jim Morrison's music. I mean, Elvis, I wasn't really a big fan, but I respect him,
Yeah. I was just thinking about Elvis today, actually, because it's been 42 years since Elvis died, and he was 42 years old when he died, which is kind of strange.
Wow. That's hella young. When you young, you like, oh, he's 42. That's kind of old. When you get like older, you like, damn, 42. That's kind of young. Like, that's really young.
Yeah, and I didn't I remember when he died, I think I was like 4 years old, 3 years old, something like that, and I was thinking like 42 years old. I was thinking that was like really, really old, and now I'm older than 42. So it's strange, that's really young actually.
Right, to be going out like that, to be say, all right, life is done for you right now. It's over. Like,
Now I want to talk to you about Michael Jackson, and I guess before I ask you the question, I'll give you my Michael Jackson story. I went to school in the 80s. I started elementary school in 79, and I graduated in 91. So my entire school duration was pretty much in the 80s. And Michael Jackson was just such he swept the 80s. He was such a major part of it. And I remember when like he did like We Are the World, and they literally shut school down during like when that song went live, and they played it over the intercom in that school. That's how big Michael Jackson was. Like, they don't even do that for artists anymore. I don't think the younger people these days can comprehend how big he was in the 80s. It was crazy.
And when people think about Michael Jackson, they think about the allegations. They think about Smooth Criminal. They might think about the '90s, Michael, all the controversy. The skin, the nose, all that stuff. But they don't like I said, they don't remember how big he was back in the '80s. That's when he became the top tier artist of all time.
Yeah,
and in that time because of Thriller,
like unstoppable. And it was like him and Madonna and Prince. They were like the big three, but I would even put Michael Jackson like above them two, by quite a bit. But which is kind of interesting because I'm a huge Prince fan as well. Mm-hmm. And I know that like Prince and Michael Jackson, they had this competition, like constant competition with each other. And you never really heard them like talking about each other or to each other. And then like I heard after the fact, like really recently, actually a couple weeks ago, somebody was saying that when Prince found out that Michael Jackson died, like he went into this deep depression and he was crying profusely. I was like, that's kind of cool, I mean, because I never knew that they were even close to each other. But I think we appreciate those that we are competitive with. I guess kind of like Stallone and Schwarzenegger. You know what I mean? Exactly. When you're competitive with somebody, you appreciate them even though you're competitive with them. And I think that was kind of their relationship.
Did you ever? We did a couple of videos. I did a couple of videos. Prince versus Michael Jackson.
Yeah.
And we did the one particular one that stood out was the James Brown concert in 1983.
Yeah.
Where James Brown was doing the show and Michael Jackson and Prince were both in the audience at the same time.
Wow.
And Prince was high out of his mind, and Michael Jackson, he got called up by James. And he's like, Mike, come up, do something, Michael. He's okay. He comes up there saying like 2 lines, does a couple spins and moonwalk, kills it. Crowd goes crazy, and he leaves.
Yeah.
And Prince comes on, and Prince is high. He came through on somebody's back, got on stage, tried to play guitar, it wasn't working out. He tried to sing, that wasn't working out. He tried to take his shirt off, get lazy. That worked a little bit. Then he tried to walk off the stage. He knocked this big old pillar into the crowd. It was just embarrassing.
Oh, I saw that video actually.
Yeah.
I mean, that's like probably 83, 82. I mean, a very young Prince. I think the thing that was interesting about both of them was they were both such perfectionists. But Michael Jackson was such a perfectionist that even in the public eye, especially if he was at any kind of like music event, he still kept that image going. Whereas Prince, if he was in the public image, he was a little bit more unpredictable. Like I remember when they were, I believe it was like American Music Awards or something like that, and Quincy Jones wanted everybody to come up on stage and sing "We Are the World" after the event, and Prince wouldn't get up there, and so eventually Prince finally gets up there, and it's funny, you can probably find this on YouTube too. Everybody's like singing. Except Prince. And Prince is like right in the front of everybody. He takes a lollipop and he sucks on a lollipop the whole time while they're singing.
Right. Jones tried to give him the microphone. He was like, no, he tried to give him a lollipop.
Yeah. I think that's part of the reason why I love Prince so much, because there's only one Michael Jackson, there's only one Prince. I'm glad they weren't similar artists. Like you can tell a Prince song from a Michael Jackson song.
Right.
Yeah. So
they were similar as far as like, that pretty boy makeup, hair, flashy outfits, real bizarre appearance, questionable appearance, and just basically just kind of just like get your attention.
Yeah,
that was what they were similar at. But yeah, they was two different artists. It's like comparing, to me, Michael Jackson and Prince. It's like comparing Jason and Michael Myers.
It is. It really is.
Is that because it's like, okay, Prince might not have as much dance moves. He might not be as to the heart to the fans as Michael might be. Michael can appeal to children and really get into your soul, but Prince can play all the instruments though.
Oh yeah.
Just Jason is more he has a variety of kills. Rather than Michael Myers, kind of straight shooter, he's more suspense. It's different types of characters. It's different type of kill. Just like it's different types of approach to the music.
Yeah, they both have different skill sets, and their dance styles are so signature yet so different from each other.
Right.
We got a super chat. Jason JV, thank you very much. He says favorite MJ song is "Smooth Criminal," my jam. What's your favorite Michael Jackson song?
Me,
And album. I want to know both song and album.
Thriller.
Yeah.
Thriller's my favorite album. Wanna Be Starting Something is my favorite Michael Jackson song.
Interesting.
Hands down. Something about that early 80s, man. The early 80s, late 70s. That Michael Jackson, that vibe was, to me, undeniably the best, because that was the last time, we got to see that groovy Michael Jackson. That's the year he became, the king,
Oh, yeah.
And it's not even just Michael Jackson. It's the early 80s period, even for horror movies. Like, to me, some of the best slasher movies and horror movies came out late 70s, early 80s.
Oh, you ain't lying, man. We'll never get, like, especially in terms of horror. I know that we'll never get anything like we did in the early 80s, man. It was just like 81 alone. If you look at like all the horror movies that came out in 81 alone, it's just boom, 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 And it's like we can never have that again.
You got H2 and you got Friday 13th Part 2.
Yep. The Burning.
The Burning.
Yeah.
Was Fright Night? No, was Prom Night 81?
I think The Fog was 81. Prom Night might have been 81 actually.
80. It was. I forgot which year, but yeah, you're right. That whole time, it's just that eerie, creepy tone a lot of those movies had back then.
Yeah, there was. I don't know. There was this stamp on that time that you can't recreate now. I don't know what it is. It's strange, and it's funny. Like today, we're still constantly trying to find that era. That's why you constantly see 80s culture today, like with Stranger Things, and because we're just craving it. It's weird, and for somebody like me who's old enough to remember living during it, and remembering when, like, I remember I used to see Friday the 13th commercials, TV spots for when the movies would come out. Like I saw Friday Part 2 and Friday Part 3, like, 1 year after the next. And even the commercials, the TV spots scared me. Because at that time I was pretty young.
Shout out to Julian Smith. They said American Werewolf in London was released in 1981. And that's the film that inspired Thriller from Michael. Oh, yeah. Michael Jackson was so impressed with John Landis, his take on American Werewolf in London, he had to have him, direct Thriller. Like, he had to have John Landis for that.
Yeah. I'm wondering if Michael Jackson was a big horror fan, or was he just admiring John Landis's work?
Michael Jackson was a big horror fan. Yeah. A lot of his videos has a lot of... He did Ghost. I don't know if you've ever seen Ghost. Came out about 1997, 1998.
No.
It's like a basic recreation. Not a recreation, but it's kind of like another version of Thriller. Where it's all ghostly, like it's ghouls, and he's dancing with skeletons and zombies again. But yeah, Michael Jackson loved the horror scene for sure. I'm not sure. Surprised. I'm not sure if he was the biggest slasher fan, but he definitely liked horror.
Yeah, I think Thriller, and I mentioned this during the intro, but I remember when I first saw Thriller, I couldn't make it through the whole video. I was so scared. When I think it got up to the part where he's leaving the theater, and then he turns into the werewolf. I checked out. As soon as he turned into the werewolf, I was just scared shitless. And I think that might have been like the first time I was genuinely scared, or one of the first times I was genuinely scared by a movie or a video or anything on TV. Because that video came out in, I think, 83, 84, something like that. Yeah, so I was probably 10 years old, but that video had such an impact on me, and I never thought that I could be scared by a music video before. And what I loved about it too was it wasn't just he even like rearranged the structure of the song for the video, and it was like this little mini movie, short film before the music even kicks in. And so still today, that's why it's one of my favorite videos ever.
Right. Yeah, we remade Thriller a few years ago. We did the whole thing, the whole video. I don't know if you've seen it, but we did a whole remake, and it's like, instead of the werewolf, we used Friday the 13th in the intro. We did the whole Jason. But I said, we're gonna be in the woods. We're gonna do it the way. And I want to see it. I want to see Jason, Michael Myers, and Jason, Michael Myers, Freddy.
Oh, if they put those characters in a like Thriller like video with Michael Jackson, that would have been the ultimate.
Right, because I was like, man, I wish Michael Myers and I watched. I'm like, the zombies is cool, because it reminds me about Return of the Living Dead, which is that's my favorite zombie movie of all time.
Me too. That's my favorite.
And for real, the one in '85 with Miguel Nunez.
No, the Return of the Living Dead. Yeah, I just did a commentary on it actually for my patrons last week.
Last week, yeah, I missed. I was like, man, how did I miss? This is my favorite zombie movie of all time.
I know, man. It's and what's funny is I didn't see it until like probably 10 years ago. Like I didn't see Return of the Living Dead when it first came out. I didn't even know it. I heard about it, but I never even knew what it was about. And I thought it was like a direct sequel to Night of the Living Dead. And then when I saw it, I was like, oh, this is unlike any other zombie film I've ever seen. And I just like became obsessed with it.
Well, untechnically, it is a sequel.
Yeah.
Its own sequel. It's in the same half. It's like, yeah, you remember that movie, Night of the Living Dead?
They actually mentioned Night of the Living Dead in the movie, like at the beginning of the movie. It's like the movie Night of the Living Dead exists in the world of Return of the Living Dead. But it's John Russo, I guess. He partnered with George Romero, and then they split off. So John Russo made Return of the Living Dead, and then Romero made Dawn of the Dead. So
right, yeah. And it's funny because they say, "Have you seen the movie Night of the Living Dead?" Well, it wasn't a movie; it was based on a real story. So it's like, okay. So the movie is the movie, but it's still real too. So it was a movie, and it really happened. So I did that. To me, that's a classic, man.
Yeah.
It's funny. It has gore. The characters it's 80s as hell. This is a fun time, man. I love Return of the Living Dead.
Now, I'm sure you've seen Demons, right?
Yeah, the Italian film, right?
Yeah. I think Demons and Return of the Living Dead are like the perfect double feature because they're so similar in tone. I think Demons ramps it up in the horror though. But they both they're really like staples of the 80s, and Demons has like hair metal music in it. Whereas I guess if you want like the punk rock version, you'd watch Return of the Living Dead. But both those are like two of my. Even though Demons isn't really a zombie movie, it's more demons. But
Demons, yeah, I like Demons 2 better.
I haven't seen Demons 2 yet. I've only seen Demons. I can't wait to see Demons 2 though, because I hear that one's pretty good.
Yeah, that's actually the first one I saw as a kid, and I thought, and they bring back some of the cast from part one. It's like a different universe when you watch it, so it's fun. They got the black guy, the pimp, Bobby Rhodes. I just love the dub overs. I gotta watch it with the English dub over. It's hilarious.
Yeah, my buddy Dylan, who passed away, he's the one that got me into like giallo films and Italian horror. And it's just such a unique style of horror. It's unlike anything I've ever seen, and I guess it's a polarizing genre because there's a lot of people that don't like giallo horror, but man, I love it. Even like the warts and all, it's so different. That's what I like about it.
Oh, so sorry, man. Your boy Donald Newton said before he leaves, he wants you to talk about
Jim Morrison.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry, Donald. I hope he hasn't left yet. Now, one thing I will say about Jim Morrison, one of my favorite songs from The Doors was The End, which is like 10 minutes long. And I don't know, it's just an interesting song because at the end, Jim Morrison talks about, I think he wants to like rape his mother or something like that at the end of the song. It's a trippy song. It's definitely like really psychedelic in nature, but I love The Doors. I do. They're another one of those bands. It's just they're like, like Led Zeppelin. They're just so unique. There's nobody like them. I don't even think they have a. I don't know if they even have a bassist. They have like a. They have a weird setup because they have a keyboard player, they got a guitarist, they got a singer and a drummer, and all four of those members are singular to their instrument. So yeah, Donald's still here. So have you ever listened to any of the Doors music? I'm sure you've heard like People Are Strange and
hear the song because I can't think of it. I can't listen. I hear the Doors. None of the music is ringing a bell in my head.
Yeah. I'll get you there. You've seen Lost Boys, right?
I never seen the Lost Boys.
You have never seen the Lost Boys? Oh my God, you're killing me.
My bad. I never seen the Lost Boys.
Man, that's a classic vampire movie, dude. You gotta watch the Lost Boys. That's awesome.
Just like there's some movies. I'm like, Dad, you ain't see that, Lee?
Oh, dude, I get that. You know me, man. I get it freaking weekly by Andrew Becker.
Right? There's a lot I haven't seen. So there's a lot of movies I've seen. There's a lot of movies like classics that I never. I'm like I know what it is. I just never got around to watching it.
Yeah, I
Uh,
saw Monster Squad for the first time a few weeks ago. I gotta give Andrew Becker props though, man, because he's the one that pushed me into watching like Night of the Living Dead. I didn't see Night of the Living Dead for the first time until like last year, which was crazy. So
right. So that's the dude that makes his videos in black and white.
some of his videos are in black and white,
Yeah.
but he's like very loud, and his channel's gonna go far because he's very funny, he's very well spoken, and he's I call him the Sam Kinison of horror reviewers. If you know who Sam Kinison is,
No, I don't know who's Sam Kinison.
oh dude, he died like I think he died like in the early 2000s or something like that. But he was he was actually a minister, a preacher, and then he
Oh,
became a comedian, and like one of the like dirtiest, raunchiest, loudest comedians ever. And it's funny because he used to be, like I said, he used to be like a minister. So yeah, they could make a movie on Sam Kinison and it'd be interesting as hell. I'll say that.
yeah, yeah. I seen that guy you was talking about. Your boy. I saw he loves the Night of the Living Dead.
Oh yeah, and Drewski McGillicuddy is his channel name. Anybody wants to look it up in the chat. He's awesome.
I think I forgot it. I'm glad you because I forgot his name, but I subscribed to it, and that's why I hate about YouTube. I be subscribing to a lot of channels, and I forget the name of the channel I subscribe to.
I know. Yeah, I do that too.
You got another super chat, Lee. Your boy Jason JV
Okay.
said, "Mike, have you seen the Slash Street music videos? Yeah, I've seen those. The the Backstreet Boy version.
Oh yeah.
Those are funny as
Yeah,
hell.
yeah. Those made the rounds. I think a couple months ago. They were really funny. But I was going to get back to. I wanted to ask you about Michael Jackson. Like, what
Okay, yeah.
what was it that got you into Michael Jackson? How old were you when you first got into Michael Jackson? I guess kind of tell me your Michael Jackson story.
Yeah, well, I come from a family of music. My dad, all my uncles, cousins, sisters, they all sing, and my dad had a band, so it was constantly around music. And my dad, he always covered Michael Jackson, so those songs always stuck to me as a kid. My aunts, my mom, they used to have the Michael Jackson tapes like Moonwalker, History. So I would watch that as a kid, and I remember being like 3 or 4 years old, just having dreams of Michael Jackson. Like walking across a sunset with like kids. All innocent, obviously, nothing like that. But and I just remember like just seeing this guy who just looked so strange, but in a good way. Like this guy looks cool. I love the stuff I love how he sounds. I love how he's dancing. And yeah, I just watched his videos and wanted to dance like him as a kid for fun. Did little talent shows, did like Billie Jean performances for talent shows as a kid and in school. And then you grow up and you kind of get out that phase for a while, and then you became a teenager again. I remember back in the day, it wasn't like if you was a Michael Jackson fan in the 2000s. It was kind of hard because that was a hard time in his life when people was really on his ass for like the allegations.
Yeah,
that wasn't true. Let's be clear. I definitely believe that was all fake. Obviously, it's all lies. And I always was a big fan, and I got back into it when he. Well, I was always a fan, obviously, in my teenage years. But when he died, it really hit me hard. I'm like, damn, like we're really not going to have Michael Jackson here again. So. Yeah. And I started looking around. I started noticing there's a lot of tribute artists around, like a lot, tribute artists or impersonators, that pay homage to Michael. And I thought it was amazing. I'm like, that's cool. People, they're doing their thing. A few years go by. I'm like, man, there's not really any brown skin brothers out here, holding it down for like the half of his life, from the Jackson 5s up into Thriller. I just see a lot of guys doing the later years. So I'm like, man, I said, why is it that nobody's covering the most popular year of his career?
Yeah.
And so I said, you know what? I want to do a tribute to Michael. I want to do it in my own way. Well, my original plan was to just do cover songs of Michael Jackson, just at home, just fun, nothing serious. Until I just came up with the whole Trapson idea one day. I was smoking some weed. I was like, you know what? I said it'd be amazing if Michael Jackson was a rapper. It'd be funny. I wonder how that would look. I always thought about it, but I wanted to see how people would think about it. So, but I was always like, man, I don't know if I should do it because I don't want people to get offended. But I'm like, I love Michael Jackson. I'm a fan. I'm not just a person who just makes fun of Michael Jackson. I actually rock some Michael Jackson. I got all the jackets. I got all the albums I've been listening to all my life. So I feel like I have the right to poke fun and make fun and, you know, create a different universe of what if. It's like Halloween. It's like you choose your own universe, which way you want to go.
Yeah.
So that's what Trapson is, an alternate universe of what Michael Jackson could have been like if he would have been in this generation, making this kind of music and taking this approach to life.
That's one thing I really respected about you when I first, I guess, discovered your channel like 3 years ago. Is like, you're definitely a Michael Jackson fan, but I mean, you dove in head first, and you know, you completely devoted yourself to something that you believed in, something that you loved, and I related to that because I guess I kind of have an obsessive personality as well. Like I'm that if I'm into something, I'm really into something, and that's why I was with Halloween. I discovered Halloween, really got into Halloween when I was 15 years old, when I saw Halloween 4 in the theater. Something about that event just
take us back to that time, man.
Yeah,
Halloween 4 in the theater. Take us back.
I'm serious, man. 1988 opening night, and before I even saw it, there was a lot of buzz about Michael Myers coming back. And up to that point, I had heard of Halloween 1 and 2, but I didn't really know too much about them that well because I was still really young. I was 15 when I saw the movie in the theater. So all of a sudden they were saying 10 years ago, you know, Michael Myers, he's back. And I was, for some reason, I was like, what is it about this guy? He's wearing this white mask. He's completely silent. So I went back and I watched Halloween 1 and 2 before I saw 4. And then I was just like, wow, this guy's really, like, he's different than Jason Voorhees. Because I think I discovered Jason Voorhees before Myers. But there was something about Myers that really connected with me. So then I saw Halloween 4 in the theater, expecting this movie to be complete shit. When that movie ended, I was literally scared to death. Because, yeah, I remember the theater, packed theater, opening night. I remember the crowd just going nuts throughout the whole movie, like especially in that last act when it's on, you know, when he goes up the stairs and Brady's trying to protect Rachel and he picks him up, he snaps his neck. Dude, the crowd was just like, holy shit! Everybody's like freaking out. And then he's on the roof and all that stuff. So then this whole time you're thinking, oh, he's still alive. He's going down the hallway. He grabs the knife. He's grabbing the scissors and he's gonna kill and then boom, it's not him. It's his niece. And then Loomis's reaction to it. And I remember I was petrified. I was just like, oh my God, because I didn't expect that. And so then after that experience, I literally just had nightmares about this guy for years. Seriously. And then because of that fear, I became obsessed. And so, you know, 10, 15, 20, 30 years went by. 2015, I start watching YouTube a couple years before that. And then I was like, you know what? I'd like to talk about Halloween, my love for Halloween on camera. And so I eventually just talked, you know, because one thing I was scared to do was public speaking. Like getting in front of a camera was the scariest thing to me ever. But my love for that franchise, it forced me to do it. I was like, I have to do this because I can't talk to like my coworkers. I can't talk to normal people about this. They think I'm crazy. They think I'm weird. But I can talk to all these people that are watching us, and they get it. And so I guess that's what gave me that drive. So I can relate to you, and I think that's what drew me to you, because also I'm a Michael Jackson fan. And you're not doing just cover songs. You're actually creating your own content that feels like somebody who loves Michael Jackson. And I really, really dug that. It was awesome. That's my long version.
Right, no, that was dope, man. Man, you took us back. You took us on a journey, man. Like you said, back to Michael, man. Like that, man. It's like you get your own audience of people that understand where you're coming from. They understand that we all love Michael Jackson. He's not here. Yep. So it's not gonna ever make it better. But as it help fill in that void of him not being here, you have fans like me. Helping make time go eat, make it fun. You know what I'm saying? Okay, he's not here, but we're gonna make some fun videos, keep us all entertained, keep us all loving and laughing. And just like people like you, we're not getting a Halloween movie every damn few months. It takes years. It took us 10 years or 9 years for us to get a movie after Halloween. But it's people like you and other channels who are keeping the fans
Yeah,
pumped up.
YouTube keeps it alive. YouTube keeps Michael Jackson alive. Pick your poison. YouTube keeps it alive, and I think that's why Halloween and Michael Jackson, and that's why they're still relevant and still popular today, because of the fans. The fans keep it alive through YouTube.
Right.
So I remember when Jackson died in 2009. I was on vacation at the time, and we had just gotten back. We went to one of the parks, like one of the, I think, Magic Kingdom, and then I saw it on the news, and he wasn't dead yet. They were saying that there was an ambulance at his house, and they were thinking he might be dead. But even then, I was just like, no, there's no way. Michael Jackson's not dead. There's no way. And then they announced he was dead. And one thing I remember too is Farrah Fawcett died, I think, the same day.
Oh wow.
But Michael Jackson, of course, got all the press. But
Yeah.
like you said, though, when he died, it kind of brought the world together, because I remember for like the next few weeks, you'd see all these like parties in the street, and his music would be playing, and all these, it's like they forgot about all the nasty stuff, all the allegations, all that stuff, and for a brief moment in time, everybody just kind of came together and they just rejoiced in his music, and it was kind of beautiful.
Right. And that's how it should always be.
Yep.
And we try to keep focusing on the love and the magic that he brought to this earth. Yeah, that was the word. That was a bad day. 2009 was just a bad year. Michael Jackson died, and Rob Zombie Halloween 2 came out. Now I'm playing. I'm gonna get on you, man. I know that's your guilty pleasure, man.
It's my guilty pleasure, and I guess I have no right to complain at you about Halloween Resurrection, because, man, most people hate Rob Zombie's Halloween 2. So
right. My thing about Rob Zombie movies, I like it for the wrong reasons. Like, I like the scenes that the Halloween, as a Halloween fan, I shouldn't like this scene. Like, I like the kitchen scene with Ronnie. Take that damn thing off. Like, I like that scene. I think that's hilarious to me.
That's crazy.
Because it's so over the top. It's so like, oh, okay, oh my god, you really talking to a kid like this? And
well, you like Freddy in Halloween Resurrection, though. So, and Freddy's like so not Halloween, but I think that's cool, though, that there are fans out there that like I guess you could call them the warts of like a said movie. Like most people, they hate Freddy because he made Michael Jackson a joke. But then there are people that
Michael Myers.
What did I say?
Michael Jackson.
Did I say Michael Jackson? I'm sorry.
Yeah.
He made Michael Myers a joke, and so you had people like me getting pissed off. But then you always have that small section of the fans that dig that stuff. And you know what? It makes Resurrection memorable, right? That's the first thing you think about when you think about Resurrection.
And I'm gonna talk. Let's go right to Resurrection real quick, man.
Let's do it.
I'm gonna tell you why Resurrection is the bomb. Is great, man. And let me tell you, man. I grew up. I'm not in this generation. It came out in 2002, right? I saw this movie with my nephew and my mom, and that was one of. Like I said, when this came on, it was one of the. It was to me. I was 11 when it came out. So this thing was scary as hell to me. As soon as this came on, the nurse talking to the other nurse about Jamie Lee Curtis. She's like, yeah, she decapitated a man. Instantly, cut scenes to her chopping off Michael Myers' head and H2. That little what do you call it? That little stinger sound. Yeah. Oh my God, scared the hell out of me. And I thought back then that was a really bold and smart way to tie in how he survived. Because I'm like, that's people's main complaint. Oh, you mean to tell me he just switched bodies? I'm like, Michael Myers been clothes swapping since 1978. You know what I mean? That's literally what he did in the first one. He did that in the first one. He did it in Part 4. He did it in 2018. Did it in Rob Zombies. He been clothes swapping. So it's unrealistic for Michael Myers to clothes swap with a pair of McCrutch's larynx, clothes swap and walk out of there before everybody got in there like that. That's unbelievable. But like Michael Myers, this 5'10" dude in the original, maybe a $150, carrying a tombstone from the graveyard up into was it Lindsay's house, all the way up, like that's believable though, right? So
exactly.
So my thing is, okay, if we're gonna go there, let's go there. Like if if you're gonna let that pass, you gotta let that pass, because that actually made more sense to me. And I like Resurrection because, like they said, they try to kill off Jamie Lee Curtis. She had nothing to do with the franchise. Okay, you got to go. You know what I'm saying, get her out of here. And she tried to give us what the fans wanted. Oh, you want something new? Okay, we're gonna start a new storyline. And the reason why I like Freddy, because believe it or not, we are all Freddy.
Yeah, he's us. He's the fans.
He's the fan. He's the. Well, it's in 2002. He wanted to have a reality show. He's like anybody who wants to have a podcast or anybody who has a YouTube channel. He's a fan of this character, Michael Myers. He wants to do a show or a YouTube stream inside the Myers house. Now, how many fans go to the Myers house every year, or when you go to California, go to Pasadena, you pass by the Myers house? You know what I mean? So he wanted to have, something that he put his own money to.
Yeah.
So I can get behind this dude from the streets. You know what I mean? He like Kung Fu. And mind you, Busta Rhymes is really from the streets, so he really will be somebody that
he'd probably be acting like that.
and people think, oh, I like Busta Rhymes, but I don't like his character. That is Busta Rhymes. That's how. But have you seen any Busta Rhymes video ever? He's extra animated. He's extra crazy. He was acting like Show Knuckle in one of his videos. Busta Rhymes be doing karate in his videos, so it wasn't out of the ordinary for me to see Busta Rhymes acting like that. And maybe because I'm black.
And you know what it is? For me, it's not how Freddy's acting. It's Michael Myers' reaction to Freddy, which I didn't buy. If we're supposed to believe that Myers, take for instance in Halloween 4, when Brady's there, and he goes up the steps and he picks up Brady. That was a different Michael Myers than the Michael Myers that was in Resurrection. I think he was just a placeholder in the movie.
Well,
I think that was one of my biggest problems with the movie.
Well, according to Resurrection, Halloween 4 doesn't even exist.
Exactly. Yeah, you're right. So, and that kind of ties into my problems with H2O, because that is that type of Myers, I guess. And maybe that's why I'm a little bit more lenient, I guess, to Resurrection, because last time I watched it, I'll admit I had a decent time with it. I'm sorry. I'm that type of movie watcher. I can change my mind from time to time. I've gotten so much shit from people because I changed my mind on certain movies. I'm obsessed with this franchise. I might have a good time with the movie. I don't know. But it's not really Freddy. That is exactly how he would act. It's if they fuck up Myers, then that really pisses me off. And I think Resurrection is one of my least favorite. And plus, you had all like the snake rattles. Like every time there was about to be a kill, there was a snake rattle, and I was like, "Where in the hell did that come from?"
But you also got to remember, it was 2002.
Yeah.
So movies always, they had that 2002 cheese.
It was a product of its time. Nobody took the movie serious. I remember the movie was in the can and ready to go in 2001, and for some reason they decided not to release it. They waited a year, and then they released it in July, which is freaking that's death. If you release a Halloween movie in July, you don't give a shit about that movie. So you could tell that the care and love wasn't there. But years later,
but if you watch the making of the movie, they had a good time. You know what I mean? The director was what's his name? Rick. What's his name?
Rick Rosenthal.
Rosenthal, yeah. He was really into it. Busta Rhymes was serious about his role. He really was.
Oh yeah, he was. He took it seriously. I actually didn't mind the other cast either, and even the premise of them being in a Myers house. I buy that. I think I would probably be, if I was young and daring and I'd probably be curious to say, I'll go in Myers house, because I do like that stuff. Like there's this house, the Velisca house, where all these axe murders happen. I like that type of stuff. I would probably want to spend the night in that house. I'd be stupid to do it, but so I never really had a problem with the premise of Resurrection, and it's interesting that it has gained kind of a cult following. Like there's people on Killer Flicks I see that like they love the movie, they defend the movie, and I love that. I think that's cool.
Right. And I think, and I might be trying to go too much in this, but I think subconsciously maybe a lot of people don't like Resurrection because maybe it has something to do with Freddy being a black guy and he beat Michael Myers. But I'm like, nobody said nothing about Paul Rudd beating Michael Myers with a pipe. Paul Rudd. So that you believe that Paul Rudd can defeat we talking about Halloween. Thorn Myers, unkillable Myers. He could beat Michael Myers, but Freddy can't beat more human Michael Myers. You know what I mean?
You know what I think it is? I honestly, I don't think it was a race thing. I think it's because Freddy is such, I don't know, he's just such an animated and different type of character for the Halloween franchise, whereas Paul Rudd was this very serious, and he felt like he was in the moment of the movie. He fit the character, and that's how that type of character would have acted towards Myers. Everything when he starts beating Myers with that pipe, everything that happened before that led up to that pipe beating. Whereas Freddy, in one scene, he could be acting like this. He was just very animated throughout the whole thing. But I don't think it was a race thing. I think it was just, he's just a very strange character.
Stereotype, black guys got to die in the movie.
Now that is true. It's like the token black guy in every slasher movie, which makes me think Night of the Demons, at least they stuck their head out, and the black guy actually he lived to the end.
Oh, we talking about
Night of the Demons.
Night of Demons.
Did you ever see that one with Linnea Quigley?
87?
Yeah.
That's the one that was in that house, right?
Yeah. They're in the haunted house on Halloween.
Yeah, we was getting into it, man. I got my boy.
Yeah, I know. Hold on. Okay, I think we're back. Let me see. Okay, I think we're back. And before we go any further, let me see if this is working. Okay, I think we're back. Somebody let me know in the chat if you guys can hear me. And I'm going to go up to this super chat real quick before I go any further.
Somebody said freezing. Okay, is it still freezing, guys?
Let me see. Yeah, it says welcome back. Okay, here we go. Okay, so let me go up to this super chat real quick. Okay. The Film Addict. Thank you very much for that. He says, off topic, but are you guys a fan of Freddie Mercury from Queen? Also, did you guys enjoy the Bohemian Rhapsody movie? Keep kicking butt, you both. I guess I'll start. Yeah, I liked Bohemian Rhapsody. I think it was a pretty standard biopic. And now I'm sure there's a lot to that story of Freddie Mercury and Queen that we don't know. That's one of the biggest complaints I heard about it. It's also a PG-13 version of a Queen movie, but I think it checked all the boxes that you need for a Queen biopic. So I enjoyed it, and I'm a casual Queen fan. Yeah, I like a lot of their music. What about you? Did Queen ever do anything with Michael Jackson? Because I know Freddie Mercury did a lot of different duets.
And they say my screen is frozen.
I can see you. Oh, you know what? Hold on. Let me check. Oh, yep. Hold on. I think I can fix that.
Yeah, if you need to cut me out this side, so I don't know if that has something to do with it.
No, it's in OBS. Hold on. I can fix that.
Okay. He said Trapson is trapped.
Let me change this. And let me go back to that. I might have to, let me try this. Hold on, let me delete that. DI source.
If you are black,
that's not working.
you're listening to this.
Oh man,
That's weird. See, I told you, man, this OBS could be a pain in the ass.
yeah, man, I definitely miss Google Hangouts too.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
this I like how
This
is cool.
It's like you have to use OBS or you can't do anything. Let me open up Skype here real quick. Let me check something. I wonder if I can close Skype. That's weird. Try renaming it. See if that works.
Trap on a Halloween Resurrection sequel. Me and Busta Rhymes doing the track together.
They were talking about, like, for a little bit, they were talking about a sequel to Resurrection, but never happened. Let me try closing Skype. So I'm gonna hang up on you, and then I'm gonna call you back. Okay?
Okay, cool.
Okay. Just hold on, everybody. Let me see if I can get Trap back in here.
All right.
All right, so you're back. Now let me see if I can get you in there.
Paul Gilbert. Who's that?
Paul Gilbert was a guitarist for... Oh, yeah, I got you back. Okay. Paul Gilbert was a guitarist for Mr. Big. That's his biggest claim to fame.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Transform. Stretch to bounce. Whatever I did, it worked. So, hold on.
We back? Let me refresh.
Yeah, let me... What'd I do there? Hold on. Now I just gotta resize the window.
Oh, yeah, because I'm super big. Taking...
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's see. No, don't want to do that. Hold on. For some reason, I got your window in here twice.
Oh, man. They said Busta Rhymes the Karate Fight sequel. Yeah. I'm trying to tell you, they sleeping on Freddie, man.
Okay, let me try that. Oh, I see what I did. Hold on. So let me delete that. And then there's that. Let me show that. There we go. We got it. All right, it's getting heated with this resurrection talk.
Oh, yeah, that's how we gotta wake them up, man. We gotta give them contrast. Everybody can't have the same opinion on things. We gotta
speak the truth.
Switch it up a little bit. But like I said, man, I think obviously I'm gonna be real. I'm biased. I love Resurrection because I loved it as a kid too. Obviously, it's I think I've disappeared a little bit. There we go.
Yeah, I got you back.
It was, of course, as you watch it now, I'm always cheesy. But half of the movies are cheesy when you watch them nowadays. Like, you're not going to get that same feel of like, even now, you can't watch the original Halloween and get that same feel you might have watched when you first saw it back in the day. It's just not going to happen. It's not going to scare you anymore. To me, it's not. That movie used to scare the hell out of me. I watch it now. It's fun, but it's not scary to me because when I watched it, I was a kid, so I was smaller than everybody that was on the TV except for Tommy and Linda. Tommy and Lindsay. But now I'm grown up. I'm like, you know what? I know that's Nick Castle under that mask. In my mind, I will beat Nick Castle the hell up. Him there. So I don't feel like this guy can really hurt me. But as a kid, I don't know I don't know who Nick Castle is. I don't know who Tony Moran is. I just see the boogeyman. And that's what I loved about movies before the internet is because you didn't know who these actors were like that under the mask.
No.
I didn't know.
Well, that's the thing too about even the Friday movie, like Friday, Halloween. Most of the movies you can enjoy. I remember somebody posted a question about that, like which franchise can you enjoy every movie, and I can enjoy pretty much every Halloween movie, warts and all. So
yeah.
I'm trying to fix this chat here, but and I guess that's a good segue into Halloween Kills. Like, are you excited for First off, what did you think of Halloween 2018? Because I never got your opinion.
2018, man. Like I said, I was hyped for it. I saw it in theaters 2 or 3 times. I forgot it was 3. I think it was twice. I saw it in theaters. It was a good movie, man. I had couple problems with it. My problem, number one, was the pacing. It was you could tell they had too much information they wanted to throw at you at once. It was too everywhere. the kills weren't as suspenseful as they could have been, as I thought it was going to be, because there was so much talk. We're going back to the original feel. So I'm thinking when somebody told me they're going back to the original feel, I'm thinking you're going to try to capture the essence of the way that film was at least made. You know, I'm not saying you got to do hit the same beats, but at least give me that atmosphere, that just that eerie atmosphere. That's just that. I don't know. It's hard to explain.
I know exactly what you're talking about. Yeah. There, like most of the Halloween movies, especially those first like 6, I'd say, or first 7 movies. I'd say 6 movies. They have this weird atmosphere to them. I don't know. It's almost like a Carpenter type feel to them. Whereas Halloween 2018, it felt, and I heard this a lot from people too. They didn't quite nail that vibe that we get from most of those early Halloween movies. It still felt, I guess, a little too modern, if that's a bad thing. Yeah. And I think what you were saying was right. I think it was a little bit of a hodgepodge. You know, they got some things right, and then some things they didn't get right, and they didn't know what they wanted to do with this, and it kind of fell apart in the last act. You know, so I think I kind of agree with you on just about everything. And when I first saw the movie, I was blown away. I loved it, and I was just,
you was like, oh,
I was shouting it at the mountaintop, dude. And I think a big reason for that was, A, I'm such a massive fan of the franchise, and B, I wanted O.G. Myers back. You know, I was sick of Rob Zombie's version of the character, so I was forgiving. I was really forgiving. But then when I went back and watched it, probably like the 4th or 5th time, all those warts started sticking out more. And there were things that I was like, they could have done that better, and they could have done that better. So now I've settled in on it being a good movie. I like the movie, but it's probably in the middle of my ranking now.
Oh, that's a great movie, man. I think Dave McCoy had summed it up.
Yeah.
And his whole epic review of Halloween 2018, it could have just been better. Like, for just small things, it could have. And it's not even nitpicking. It's like, how did you drop the ball on that? Like, my thing that pissed me off, my girlfriend the most when we was watching it, is that I keep seeing too much of Michael Myers without his mask.
Yeah.
And broad daylight, too much. If you're gonna if you're going back to the original, I need some mystery, man. Like, we know he looks like a kid, but they don't focus on his face. You don't see too much of his face, or as an adult until the very end, and it's darkly lit and looks creepy.
Yeah, it's lighting. It's perfect.
Yeah, and plus it's already bad enough that I already know who Jay. Because remember, Michael Myers is scary because you got to put yourself in the position of these people seeing Michael Myers as this faceless killer. There's nothing behind the eyes except for darkness and evil. And that's supposed to be up to your imagination. You giving me a visual, I'm not really liking it because I don't know. It's just like he's bald now. It's like he's
yeah, no.
he's getting old, man. So now you're telling me he's old, man. Even though I know he's a beast, it just doesn't look right. And then he's showing him in the bathroom. You see, it's way too many cuts of his face. I can clearly see that's James U. Courtney.
Yeah.
I'm like, man, that's like, I want to see Michael Myers, not James Courtney. Like, I want to see, at least give him some hair. You know what I'm saying?
Well, part of the mystique of Myers, in that, especially in those first couple movies, was that he was so young, that he was 21 years old. So when that mask came off, he looked like this angelic-looking child, which made him even creepier. And now in Halloween 2018, because he's old, he looks like an old man. He's got that creepy old man look. So I guess it takes away from the juxtaposition of it, I guess, a little bit. But yeah, I mean, I like the movie, but I think one of my big things is like the problems were easy problems. And what I mean by that is things that could have been fixed. Like if somebody that did the test screenings, or when they saw the movie, they should have pointed it out and said, no, we got to change that. We got to change, but I guess when you're that thick into it, you don't really see the warts as much. So, but it's a fine movie. It's okay. It's a Halloween movie. It gets the stamp, and we're set up for kills. I don't think it's gonna make, it's not gonna ruin Halloween Kills and Halloween Ends.
No.
So
that's my personal opinion. I would like to see a cut where they just zoom in a little bit and cut his head out. I don't want to see his face. I want to, because what's the point of throwing the mask? The mask is supposed to create mystery. You're already giving me the visual. There's no point to put the mask back on now. Because then Dr. Sartain takes it off.
Yep.
I'm like, oh my God, we spend this. This is the problem with Rob Zombie H2 is that he had the mask off too many times. We need to get back to Michael Myers never takes his mask
Never
off.
takes it. Yeah, that's one of the things that scared me about him when I was young. Is like Halloween 4. You never saw what was behind that mask, and it could have been something, inhuman. It could have been a freaking apparition. Who knows? Like, there's a scene in Halloween 6 at the end, during the pipe beating scene, or before the pipe beating, when he is fighting Kara Strode, and she's got the gown on and everything. She's laying down on the table, and then she like reaches up and grabs his mask. And I remember I saw that one in the theater too, and the entire audience like was just gasping, like, "Oh my God, the mask!" They were scared to death of what was behind that mask. If she takes that mask off, I'm gonna freak the fuck out. Everybody was just going crazy, just at the thought of what was behind that mask. So 6 is a movie that's messed up, but it did a damn good job of making Myers pretty damn chilling.
Right.
So.
Yeah, 6 was cool. That was actually the first Halloween movie I saw. I was like 5 years old when I first saw that, and
wow.
those images still stick to me. Like
that lab massacre must have been pretty rough for you as a 5-year-old.
Well, as a kid, I don't remember that scene. The scenes I remember as a kid was the opening shot where he pins the girl to the wall. That always stuck to my head, in my mind. That scene, the scene where was the teenager and the girl that came from the Halloween party. They went back to the Myers house. And she's telling him the story. She's like, "How come you didn't tell me that Michael Myers lived in our house?" And Michael Myers is standing behind the shadow. That was scary as hell to me. Like, he just creeping this. Like, can you imagine, like, forget the Myers house, but you in your house, and some boogeyman just creeping behind the shadows, waiting for you as you about to go get some cheeks. Like, you know what I mean? That was scary. That was always creepy to me.
That scene you're talking about, I would rank it as like one of the top, like, scariest, best scenes in the whole franchise, when she's looking through the microscope or whatever, the telescope, and she sees the girl in the window, and then Myers is coming behind her. Dude, and then so it's like a 1-2 punch, because right away it's scary, but then she looks down, and what does she see? Her son's going into the house. That was a genius move for whoever wrote that. So I guess I'll give Daniel Farron's credit for that. That was genius writing right there. We didn't have anything like that, I think, in Halloween 2018. So.
No, we didn't. Man, 2018. Hey, at the same time, I'm not going to bash 2018 though, because the fans got to understand is that when it's okay to dislike a movie. If you don't like Resurrection, if you don't like Halloween 6, you don't like Halloween 5, cool. If you don't like 2018, cool. Just don't like it. But when you make videos and bashing and ranting, now the studios are getting scared. Now they don't want to make the movie no more. You know what I'm saying? Now we don't get a movie. We're not because you bashed it so much that we're not even going to get a sequel. So now there's no more Michael Myers for another 10 years. So people have to be conscious of how they approach your review. Just be like, you know what, I didn't like it for this reason, but I give them credit. You gotta all this. I hate this. Why did you when you go like that? Bad shit crazy. Now you're messing up potential for us getting a sequel now, because now you're putting it like that's the reason why we didn't get a sequel to Resurrection.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
That was right at the dawn of like the internet age, and the internet so it's like a double-edged sword. There's good and there's bad to it. You could have, like, we have all those Halloween channels like myself that give us the updates and everything. If you do it from an objective standpoint and say, hey, look, you could make this, or this could be a mistake. If you do it from that way, then they'll take you seriously. And maybe they'll listen to you. But if you're just like, this movie fucking sucked, I fucking hated it, and and you're not really being objective about it. You're just something about the movie pissed you off so bad that you feel like you have to let the world know about it, but you can't offer anything to say to make it better. It's just like I heard somebody say Halloween 2018 was the worst movie he had ever seen, and I'm like, are you fucking kidding me?
Right. It is definitely not the worst in the franchise by far at all.
No, not at all. Not at all.
And like I said, you can have an opinion, man, but you got to be careful, because you don't like Resurrection. The studio could realize, okay, we got that wrong. We didn't hit that beat right. We kind of went all a little crazy with Busta Rhymes, whatever you want to say. let's try to go there. Let's try to bring Josh Hartnett back and get the budget. But they got scared because all they hate, and there's been a cult following of haters for Resurrection, and it almost became, okay, that's a cool thing to do because it's so popular, they hate Resurrection. I have to hate it by default. And then people let different reviewers and horror fans online influence their own opinion. And I was one of those people, because I love Resurrection. And then I watched some people say, I hate Resurrection, but it's because they took the creepiness out and Busta Rhymes bitched out Michael Myers. And I was like, you know what? You ain't right, man. Michael Myers wasn't as creepy as he used to be. Resurrection messed up. But I'm like, hold on, I'm judging my opinion off this guy's opinion. I have my own. I actually like Resurrection. I'm now thinking I don't like it because this guy said he don't like it. So I'm like, no, I need to get, this is my opinion. I like Resurrection. It was fun. I like what I like, and I like what I like, and I don't care, who don't agree with me.
Well, nostalgia plays a big part of it too, because there is an audience out there. Resurrection was their first either theater experience or really their first Halloween movie that they ever saw, and for whatever reason, that movie made them a fan of the franchise. So, right. In a way, you can look at it that as a positive thing. I guess they had nowhere to go but up, because then they watch that and then they go back and watch Carpenters and all the other movies. So it's like every movie has a built-in fan base. That's the passion of the Halloween franchise, and really like the Friday franchise, Star Wars, all that stuff. There's a fan base for Phantom Menace. It's gonna happen.
You gotta relax, man. Get off the studio back there giving you people don't understand the time and what goes into making these movies, man. It's not always lazy. I'm like, can you make a movie like this, man? Like trying to get the actors and get everybody together just to do one thing. It's a hard process. So,
dude, I remember I was talking to you because I wanted to get my own little fan film off the ground, but I think everybody should at least try. That's really into this type of stuff. You should at least try to make your own fan film so you can see the work that goes into it, how hard it is. So even when I watch a movie that I give a looped in hell, I still respect the hell out of the people that put that movie together, because it's no easy task whatsoever. And a lot of times you could be filming a scene and thinking this is coming out amazing, but then when you put it all together, it could come out like really bad. So I always try to give respect to whoever created the project, because it ain't easy. Especially
something like Halloween. Like, when you going into 2018, you gotta go in there and know, okay, I'm not going to get everything I want out of this movie. There's too many Halloween fans. Everybody people like Rob Zombie, people like the original, people like Thorne. Nobody really knows what they want. You know what I mean? They just want to be entertained. So you don't know what you want until you get it. So you can't, because people be like, oh, I'm mad they brought Jamie Lee Curtis back. And people like, I'm happy they brought Jamie Lee Curtis back. And then it's like, oh, she's been around. Like, we need something new. Then you get something new, and then there's too new. Now, man, you need to go back to the original. You need to bring her in. It's just like, no, you don't know what you want. Just chill out, watch the movie, and Michael Myers is back. Just be happy that Michael Myers is back.
Now, since we're talking about like hate trains, I'm sure you're aware of, like, I don't want to call it controversy, but over the Black Christmas second remake that's coming out here in a couple weeks. Have you seen the original Black Christmas?
I never seen it, Drum. I never.
Dude, actually, you know what? That's a good thing. I think I'd be interested in what somebody like you that's never seen the original, you probably didn't even see the remake, I'd be interested in seeing what you thought of this new movie that's coming out, because as somebody who holds the original, like, that movie is like my number 2 favorite slasher movie of all time. It's that important to me. And it predates Halloween. It kind of sets the template for what Halloween did. And it just has one of the most chilling, creepiest killers ever put to film, and they never show him. So, looking at this
I've seen back in the day. Now it's the Santa Claus dude, right?
Yeah, 74. No, it's not the Santa Claus dude. He's not dressed up like Santa Claus. That's Silent Night, Deadly Night.
Oh, that's what I'm thinking about.
Black Christmas is you have this sorority house, and this guy's just up in the attic, which attics are creepy anyway. So you got this guy up in the attic. He's a complete insane lunatic, and he's pretty. He's, I don't want to say stalking, because he's just kind of sitting up there in the. He's just out of his fucking mind, but he's making the lives of these girls a living hell, or he's killing them. But it's the direction. It's everything that went it went into the making of that movie that made it so effective. So anyway, the point I'm trying to make is this new glossy PG-13 version of the movie that has the woman power third act that has nothing to do with the original Black Christmas. Man, I tell you, it pissed me off. And I haven't even seen the movie yet. So I'd be curious for somebody like you or somebody in the audience that hasn't seen the original Black Christmas to see what they would think, because already it looks like I'll take a Dave McCoy phrase. It looks like a shit show.
A shit show.
A shit show.
Dave McCoy here.
Hey folks, how you doing?
No, Dave McCoy. Shout out to Dave McCoy, man. He's like one of the most articulate.
Oh yeah.
Halloween just voice actor, just YouTube personalities out there, man.
He's too good. He's too good. He makes all of us jealous. Yeah. And you know what really makes it bad is he's like the nicest guy you would ever meet. You know, when we do like our Hollow streams together, we'll sit and chat for like, 15, 30 minutes before. Nicest guy you could ever talk to. He's the real deal.
Hollow streams are funny as hell, man.
Oh yeah. We have a good time with those.
I got one day, man. I gotta jump in when y'all all in there. I just want to bed with y'all, man. Mike and Jay, they say anything. It's like I call them the Blink 182 of the horror community.
Yeah, that's the perfect way to put it, man.
They're like Blink 182. But yeah, man. Like I said, going back to 2018, Halloween 2018. Like I said, Michael Myers is back. He's the boogeyman again.
Mm-hmm.
I love the mask was right. James Dew Courtney was a beast in full get up.
What scene I loved out of Halloween 2000, and I still love it to death, is that opening, and it's broad daylight, that opening when they're approaching Myers and he's standing in that square. And
yeah.
Everything around that scene just builds up to how dangerous he is. Like if you step across this yellow line, he could kill you just like that. That's the stuff I love about 2018. And that's what I'm hoping they carry over into Kills. But I guess bounce over to Kills. Like, what do you want out of Kills?
Oh yeah, see, like I said, I don't have any expectations. I just say, you know what? I stopped watching all the spoiler update videos because I'm like, okay, I'm seeing too much. Like you guys are too good putting together. Okay, this the girl right here, the nurse. She's from the Halloween 2018. She was in the panda show.
Yeah.
Okay,
dude, I got my ass reamed because I didn't know who that was when I was doing my little update vid and I was going through all those pics from that just went by just like that. Yeah. And in the comments is like, how in the hell could you not know that that's the nurse from the first movie that you saw for like half a second? I'm like, Jesus.
I'm like, I'm just like you, man. I'm just a human being just watching this. That's all it is.
I was reacting on the fly.
Right. And and I'm like, man, this 2018 is Halloween Kills is very promising. I like the fact that we got Michael Hall to play Tommy Doyle. I think that's a perfect casting choice. That's his name, right? Michael Hall.
Anthony Michael Hall.
Oh, Anthony Michael Hall. Okay, Anthony Michael Hall to play Tommy Doyle. That's gonna be dope. I'm interested to see this backstory with Lonnie. That looks very interesting to me. Because I'm like, it's been way too long since we see Michael Myers in any recent film with a clean OG mask.
You guys want to hear a little exclusive? And I'm going to be as vague as I possibly can, but about Halloween Kills. I've gotten a couple of messages, and I won't even say like who they're from, okay? But I'll just say they're way, way down the totem pole, all right? Mm-hmm. So look at it that way. I'm not getting messages from Ryan Turek or anything.
But that's just Mr. Brackett. Mr. Brackett sent you these messages.
Yeah. But I got a message. And like I said, I'm going to be vague as possible. This is no spoiler because I don't know anything. All I can say is that what I heard is that they take major risks in this movie. And that's all I'm going to say. But it got me excited because I like that when they play around and take some risks. And because I don't want this to be just another Halloween movie that just has all the beats that every other Halloween movie has. I want to make this movie memorable. I want... after it's all said and done, to go back and say, Yeah, I really liked Halloween 4, and I like Halloween 6. But damn, Kills, that movie, it brought something to the table that we have never seen.
Right.
So that's what I got. That's my little nugget I got for my audience right now. I did hear that this isn't going to be like you're thinking it's going to be. So we'll see after it's all said and done, though, after it comes out.
Right. I gotta avoid the trailers. I can't. I don't want to watch it, man. Cause
See, that's the tough thing about being like I guess a Halloween update guy.
You gotta watch it.
I gotta watch everything, and it's just like it sucks because part of me doesn't want to watch any of this stuff, but then part of me's like, I gotta get it out to my audience, and it's just it sucks. But you know what? After all said and done, I still went to 2018. You saw my reaction. I still went apeshit. So it's not too bad, I guess, as long as they don't do because like what they did in Pet Sematary, somebody should be brought up on charges, and I'm talking trailers. What they do in some of these trailers, like I was watching Terminator Genesis yesterday, which is a horrible fucking movie, by the way. But I was watching that shit show yesterday, and it brought me back to that trailer that came out where they literally showed I don't care, the John Connor scene in the trailer, and I was like, are these studios like are they crazy? And I know it's a separate faction of the process that does the trailers. A lot of times the director doesn't even know what's going to be in the trailer, unfortunately, which I think is stupid too, by the way. But yeah, man, they go way too. I'm on a rant here, but they go way too far with these fucking trailers sometimes.
Yeah, they put too much. I'm like, man, how do you like Halloween 2018? Perfect example, the closet kill. It's like, first of all, to me that was like one of the weakest kills, the weakest. Scenes coming, it wasn't scary. That could have been done.
It should have been one of the strongest too.
Yeah, because come on, you want to compare the closet scene or with the pantry scene in '78 with Bob's death.
Yeah,
that's scary, man. That's still scary. When he's done comes out. That's what that closet scene should have been. She should have been by herself.
But instead, they dangled like this little comedic element there. Because the scene was lit beautifully. Myers looked creepy as hell. But I think they should have dialed it down in the brightness a little bit. But, man, that scene had all the elements to be great. And then they just couldn't capitalize. I don't know what it was.
The sound was, I don't know. It just missed. They missed the beat on the edit on that one, man. It was too just comes out like that. I'm like, I didn't jump. It was just like, oh man, it's just I was a letdown. But I just hope Halloween Kills just deliver some suspense, man. Just give us a little
bring it the suspense, some stalking. Yeah, give us all that stuff.
Like my favorite death in Halloween 2018 was the motion sensor kill with
Oh yeah, that was awesome in the backyard in the gate.
To me, that was the most Halloween '78 Myers that's ever been on screen since Halloween 1 and 2. That the way he just stand there in the distance and unfocused in the background of the kid when he was laying. Oh, I'm sorry, Mr. L. Rob. You see Michael Myers behind a tree, just standing there, unfocused. That to me was so OG
that was
Myers.
Good stuff.
I was like, wow, that, and he just stand. It's creepy. He's not even doing it. He just standing there, and it's just like. This guy doesn't know that's Michael Myers. We know it's Michael Myers, but he's so far in the distance, just like a classic '78 shot. Like it's kind of like how he was standing outside of Laurie's school, just in the distance. Like we keep him away. And it was nice. It was just so creepy. But then they dropped the ball when he attacked it a little too quick. They should have drew it out just a little bit.
It was too quick. And you know what? Carpenter was like a master of how to set up a kill and how to do, like there's a scene in The Fog where they're on the boat and she like, Jamie Lee Curtis is like sitting against this locker and then the locker door opens and then, there's this like cheap gag and you're thinking, oh man, that's it. And then as soon as you're like, off the hook, then all of a sudden this dead body just falls on the back of her. And then it catches you off guard and then you're like, holy shit. That's how you set up a kill. But, not everybody's John Carpenter, so.
Right, and you know why it will be John. I don't think John Carpenter can even do that right now. his mind's not even there, man. As far as like his love for trying to do stuff like that, he been off that.
Dude, he's like up. He's in the 70s now, which is it's gonna be a sad day when we lose John Carpenter, man. That's my favorite director. So it's gonna. I'm gonna have to go into hiding for a while after he after he goes.
Just like when we lost West, man. It's like, damn.
Yeah. That was brutal. That was brutal. Hey, I want to get into the question part of this because I promised my audience that. But real quick, give me your quick thoughts on Nightmare on Elm Street as far as like rebooting the series, because you heard that the rights went back to the Craven estate, and I know there's a lot of controversy as far as like should Robert Englund come back, and you actually commented on my video and you said you want Robert Englund. He's the only of Freddy Krueger. There should be no other. Is that how you feel?
That's how I feel, man. I mean, like I said, I'm open. I'm not saying I'm one. You can change my mind. But after that 2010 remake, I fell asleep, man. That was like Hollow Man meets Final Destination 5 or something. Like that was boring as hell to me. And I feel like you got it because Robert is Freddy, man. He's Freddy. That's him. That's a personality, man. We fell in love with Freddy because his personality and his portrayal of Freddy. Yeah. Now, obviously, the characters, the child murder with the glove and all that stuff, like and it's kind of messed up. They try to I'm gonna get that. Never mind. But
well, I will say this, man. I'm conflicted about the whole thing because on one hand, I know that we will never get a Freddy as good as Robert Englund. If you look, and I will say this, I think the Freddy in Part 2 is the best out of the bunch. Not the movie, but even though I love Part 2, but I think that version of Freddy is the best version of Freddy because he does have some comedic, some dark humor there, but he's still really scary. And I don't think we'll ever get a Freddy that good. And then there's a scene in Part 3, because they've built him up. So then in Part 3, when he comes back and he sees Nancy for the first time and he does that, I'm like, that was awesome. That we will never, ever, that's another one I saw in the theater, by the way. We will never, ever, and I had to rub it in. Dude, when I was in the theater and when he does that scene in the theater, dude, audience went ape shit. That movie was like an event, Dream Warriors. So I know that we'll never get another Robert Englund, but I will say this. I love the franchise so much, and I know that Robert Englund's at that age now where I don't know if we could get 3 movies out of him. And that's a selfish thing to say. But I love the franchise so much that I'm willing to give somebody else, because I don't think Jackie Earle Haley did a bad job at all. I think they messed up the makeup, but I think his performance was actually pretty damn good.
It's just that they went. They went too serious too soon. Like people remember Freddy just having some comedy, and it just went too dark. I guess remake you got to kind of make it your own, but
you can't even blame Freddy. It's more like the characters were just like they were so depressed, and whereas if you look at those first 2 movies, even all this bad shit that's going on. Those actors, those characters there was some variety there. There was some life to them. You really connected with Nancy. You connected with Tina. All these, but for some reason in the remake, they just felt dialed down and they just felt one note. And I don't know. There was no variety to the characters. And I think the side characters outside of Freddy are just as important as Freddy himself. So
right. Yeah. Right, because you got to be entertained, you got to be lured in by the characters and the development of these people. You got to have an interest, and it's like these people are so boring. Mm-hmm. And CGI hit or miss. They practical always wins, man.
Yep. You got to have practical effects. Those CGI effects were trash.
Yeah, it's like I didn't like that, man. But he said, and then I didn't like how they really try to put the stamp on him being a pedophile. I'm like, okay, now I don't like Freddy Krueger no more because they didn't really confirm that back in the day. It was more like, okay, they hinted at him, might be playing with the girl's skirt, whatever. She's a grown lady at that point, but it was more he was a child murderer. He just killed children. I mean, it's still bad, but pedophilia just makes it more weirder. And I'm like, I'm not really liking my slasher villains to be, pedophile. I want them to be just killed.
Yeah, that's too far. You don't need to do that. I will agree with Sawyer Sozy. He says I liked Katie Cassidy. Katie Cassidy was the best human character out of the remake, for sure. And that's sad, man, because it should be the girl. It should be Rooney Mara who played Nancy, but instead Katie Cassidy kind of steals the show as far as the human characters go.
Was she the one that died first, or that's the one that?
Yeah, she played the Tina character. I don't know if her name was Tina in the remake, but yeah, she's the one that died first, and they pretty much recreated the upside down kill.
Okay, yeah. She had way more depth to her. Yeah. I remember that.
So,
and but yeah, Robert Englund, man, come back, Robert, even for one more. And same thing with Tony Todd as Candyman. Man, he's doing a remake of Candyman.
Didn't you say Tony Todd? Isn't he coming back as Candyman, or he's gonna just play a part in the movie? No, they already cast the guy to play Candyman, didn't they?
I'm not sure. I saw 3C made a video saying that Tony Todd is coming back to play Candyman. I guess he's going to have the other guy be I don't know if it's going to be 2 Candyman. My thing is, Tony Todd is Candyman.
Yeah, he is.
That first Candyman is, man, a masterpiece. It's not even a slasher movie to me. It's a psychological thriller horror.
Oh yeah, the first Candyman. That's an A-level horror movie right there.
Sophisticated horror right there, man.
Yeah.
That was the most, and you can watch it 2 different ways. You can watch it as Candyman is there or Candyman is not there. It's so how you want to watch it, man. And Tony Todd just delivers so well. Is just that I will love, and Jordan Peele has not let us down yet with Get Out and Us. So
yeah, Us was my number 2 of the year behind Joker. That is a damn good horror movie.
Hell yeah!
I'm really curious to see what Jordan Peele comes out with next.
Right.
I'd like to see Jordan Peele do a Nightmare movie. How cool would that be?
Right, because he can get freaky like that.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I'd like to see a Jordan Peele dream sequence. That could be pretty badass, actually.
Right.
Are you ready for some questions?
Yeah, let's get to some questions, man. For sure.
Man. Let's see. I'm gonna go up here. I think. Yeah. Okay. Jeffrey Lane. He wants to know: will Trapson do a Thriller remake? It's only right, by the way. My brother loves Trapson. And by the way, chat, start getting your questions rolling. All right. So, will you do another Thriller remake?
Another? Because I already have one Thriller remake.
Yeah. So you're probably not gonna do another one, right?
I was always thinking about doing the Michael Jackson made a part 2 to Thriller. What happens after? He turns around and stuff like that.
Yeah. That would be cool.
Yeah. You was gonna say?
All right, hold on. Let me see what else.
Yeah, if you haven't seen my version of Thriller, just type in if Michael Jackson made Thriller today, and you'll see, on my page, Michael Trapson does the Thriller. Got over 1 million views, so it's doing pretty good on the channel. Yeah, man. Yeah, Thriller, man.
Let's see. Eobard Thon, Lee, how about a Christmas horror stream next month? Yeah, I'll probably do some kind of. I get excited about Christmas horror. Do you like Christmas horror?
What's the? Well, I've seen Silent Night, Deadly Night back in the day a couple of times. It didn't stick to my brain as much because this. But what's another Christmas horror?
Well, I mentioned Black Christmas. There's Christmas Evil, which I haven't seen. There's still a few that I haven't seen too. Christmas Horror Story is like an anthology. So if you like Trick or Treat, then you would probably like. I like Christmas Horror Story. That's a good one. So I'm gonna give you some homework, man. You need to watch Black Christmas, dude.
I got a lot of movies that I need to watch. I haven't seen. I'm not the biggest, I'm a big horror fan, but I haven't seen all the slashers. I haven't seen all the movies. I've seen a lot of them though. I got a lot in my brain, but I haven't seen all of them. Guys.
Is horror your favorite genre, or do you have a genre that you like better than horror?
Horror is my favorite genre.
Is your favorite? Okay.
Right. And for a while, slasher was my favorite. And I even though I didn't watch all the slashers, but the Michaels, the Jasons, the Freddys. And the Chucky, the Candyman. Even though Candyman turned to a slasher, he wasn't a slasher originally. But I liked that Texas Chainsaw, all that stuff is all fun.
Yeah, Candyman's more of a psychological. Type,
yeah,
which is cool.
He became a slasher in part 2 and 3. He turned to especially part 3. That was god awful, man.
So do you like supernatural horror, or are you more like slasher type?
Now we on supernatural mode. Now James Wan, The Conjuring, that's my favorite right now, scary franchise, Conjuring. Man, I love the Conjuring franchise.
I love the first one.
Oh
I love
yeah,
the first one.
and yeah, the first one, part one. See, part one and part two, they both go back and forth because I love part two. Bill Wilkins, my name is Bill. That shit is so creepy to me. The nun, like the way, well, the nun in Conjuring 2 was scary as hell. Not the nun movie. I didn't like that at all.
I didn't like the nun at all, just because they really messed up because they used way too much CGI for the nun character. When that's a character you could easily do her up with practical and make her face look scary and creepy. Like think back like The Exorcist, kind of how they did with Regan. If they did something like that with the nun, I mean, I was excited for the nun, and then when I saw it, I was like, "What the fuck is this?"
Right. So and the makeup, her makeup was even terrible in the nun because in the Conjuring, what made the nun so scary was that blank pale makeup, almost blue.
Yeah.
Michael Myers, that white is almost like Michael Myers. So even in the nun, it was almost like a yellow flesh tone color. So it was her face wasn't even popping out as much anymore. It just looked more like the actual actress. I'm like, and then it was a bunch of setup but no payoff. A bunch of
Yeah, there was this one scene where like the camera's like doing this 360, and I was like, oh, okay, this could be cool. I see what they're doing, and they're gonna have like a nice little reveal or something like that at the end, and it lands on the nun, and then they do a jump scare of a CGI face coming right out at you, and I was just like, fuck you. Are you serious?
It didn't work, man. She didn't do nothing. She didn't kill anything. I don't think anybody.
Her one scene in The Conjuring 2 was 10 times better than the whole nun movie. Like she was the best, one of the coolest parts of the Conjuring Part 2.
Right, scary. She scared me every time I saw her. I was legit. I saw The Conjuring 2 nights ago.
Yeah,
still scary as hell to me, man.
Yeah, it's a good one. I love the first two Conjurings. They're great. Did you see The Curse of La Llorona?
Oh yeah, people hate it. I loved it. I saw it in theaters.
I didn't love it. I had some problems with it, and again, it was like jump scares and CGI. There were some moments there though. One that really did surprise me was The Possession of Hannah Grace, because everybody ripped that one to shreds. I actually really enjoyed it. I thought it was pretty good.
What's the movie?
If you throw The Possession of Hannah Grace, and I think if you play around with contortionism and stuff like that in horror, that can work. And so I thought that was pretty cool, actually.
Oh yeah, somebody said she was scary. Oh yeah, even when the nun popped up in Annabelle, was that the nun?
Oh, Leela, I forgot that she popped up in Annabelle Creation. That's a good one too. I love Annabelle Creation.
That legit her character pushing the girl in the wheelchair. Was that her? Or was that just any nun?
I don't remember. I need to watch Annabelle Creation again. I remember liking the last Annabelle that came out this year. Actually, it was fun.
Yeah. People he dropped the ball. I'm like, no, this is a fun movie, man. It's like that scene when he was when the girl was in the room, the room, and she's looking to the TV, and seeing like that was creepy.
And it was like there was a delay, kind of like Scream. Yeah. There was like this delay. Yeah. That was a cool scene, actually.
I was like, this is fun. I mean, obviously we need James Wan back. He needs to come back. And The Conjuring 3, I heard he's not even directing The Conjuring 3.
Yeah, David Tony says Conjuring 3 in 2020. So
if it ain't directed by James Wan, I'm scared. I mean, because like The Conjuring 1 and 2 is so fire because it was directed by James Wan. James Wan, he has an eye for horror, for scariness.
Oh yeah, he's probably the best working today.
Yeah, as far as making you scared.
Like, let's see. We got now. Let me answer this question for some neat. Nirankari, he's asking the new unboxing video. He sent me some really nice packages, so I'm gonna be recording that some neat within the next. I got Thanksgiving coming up, so probably this weekend I'll record that. So early next week, look for that unbox. There was another question here. Let's see. Hold on. Somebody asked another question. Let me find it. You guys need to ask me some questions. All right, hold on. I'm getting on to my audience. Let's see. I saw. Oh, here we go. The Film Addict. He wants to know. This is for you. What are your thoughts on Halloween 3? Do you want to see the franchise go into the anthology route? That's for you, Chap.
I mean, personally, I love Halloween 3. I love what's that guy name? Goddamn.
Colonel Cochran?
No, not Colin Cocker.
Tom Atkins?
Tom Atkins, yeah,
Yeah.
I love that whole, because it's fun 80s, man. It's an 80s action type horror,
Yeah.
conspiracy. I just love that whole. And it's John Carpenter. You could feel the music is John Carpenter. It was good. I love the vibe of that. Separated from a Halloween movie, it's a good movie on its own.
Yeah.
Now, as a kid, I couldn't be able to take it seriously because I couldn't get the fact that it's Halloween. It's Michael Myers. I'm like, okay.
That movie pissed off a lot of people when it first came out, because there were people that went to the theater or watched it on video thinking Myers was going to show up, and they got through like. I was one of those people, and I got to like at the halfway point, and it dawned on me. I was like, "Oh, okay, this is they're going a different route with this." I'm pissed off, and I turned it off. But I grew to love it.
Like Halloween ends and there's no Michael Myers. It's like, what? Like, how you going to hype me up and then Halloween ends? Hey, well, I might spoke too soon. That might happen. They might go bold, but hopefully they don't do that though. That'd be stupid.
Now, what do you think of the anthology route? Like, if they I always look at, like, you could have both. You could still have the Myers universe, and you could do an anthology series, and you know, so you could have both, and even like mention Myers in the anthology series. I don't know why they don't do like maybe even a TV series or something like that. Is that something you'd be cool with? Like a Haddonfield TV series?
Michael Myers is too good for that, man. He's too much of an icon to people not for the majority of people to not be able to separate it, man. Like,
yeah.
Like I like All Hallows Eve. You seen that?
No, that's the one, and that's the one that's got Terrifier in it, Art the Clown, right? Yeah, I've seen Terrifier, but I haven't seen All Hallows Eve. So,
Terrifier, that's a good one.
I like Terrifier. I definitely like Terrifier. Matter of fact, speaking of Terrifier, I have my Blu-ray signed by Art the Clown and Damien Leone.
Wow!
There you go. So, I got a super chat here.
Okay.
Lee, is there a classic slasher you want to see remade that hasn't been touched yet? I would be curious to see what they could do with two properties, actually. One could be The Burning. I would like to see a remake of The Burning. That could be interesting. And another one, just to see, I'm just curious to see how they could even approach that ending, would be Sleepaway Camp. And I know that that ending, there's no way they could touch the original, but I'd be curious to see what they could come up with if they came up with a good remake to Sleepaway Camp. So that's my answer to that. Thank you, Filthy Dan, for the super chat. I appreciate that.
The good thing about Sleepaway Camp is that it's that's a cult classic and it has its own cult following, but a lot of people have never seen Sleepaway Camp.
Yeah, a lot of people don't know about it. It's more of like a horror niche title, and I didn't even hear about it until like 2010. When a buddy of mine that I was deployed with, he's like, here, I want you, because when you're deployed, you like, everybody shares their hard drives and they share movies and stuff. And he was like, you got to watch this movie. And I went to watch it. And about halfway through, I was like, this is horrible. What is he talking about? And then, because I wasn't prepped, I wasn't primed for the movie. So then when I got to the end, I was like, oh my God. Okay, now I know. And so then I couldn't wait to like, reach out to him and say, dude, that was the craziest ending ever. So now Sleepaway Camp's like one of my favorite slashers.
Right, then you meet the girl, the main girl.
Yeah, Felissa Rose, yeah. Got a picture of her. She was a sweetheart, man. Like one of the nicest celebrities I've ever met.
And somebody also in the chat mentioned the whole anthology thing about, that's kind of what they try to do part 5. And you're good friends with what's her name, Debbie Voorhees.
Oh yeah, Deborah Voorhees. Yeah, that's another one. She's such a sweetheart.
Speaking of part 5, a lot of people? It seems like a lot of people is more pissed about part Halloween 3 rather than Friday 5.
Well, because I mean, you could pretty much. It's just the name for Friday 5. Like if you went into that movie not knowing that Jason wasn't in it, it'd still feel like just a regular Friday movie. It's a little off. It's a weird movie, but I have a good time with Friday Part 5, actually.
I like Friday. I like Reggie Reckless. He was, as a kid watching that was fun.
That movie has the most kills out of the whole franchise but now Freddy vs. Jason beat it, because I think in that cornfield, Jason probably killed more people in that cornfield than he has ever done in a single movie. But before that, I think Part 5 actually had the most.
this Everqueer is kicking my ass.
Yeah.
Yeah. Damn.
Freddy only got one kill out of that whole movie, and Jason got all the other kills.
Wait, what was the one kill he got? It was
It was the patient, the guy.
Oh yeah, the dude, yeah.
Brendan Fletcher. Yeah, the actor's name was Brendan Fletcher, and his brother was like in the bathtub and all that stuff. Zach Ward. Yeah, that was the only kill that Freddy got. Jason kept stealing his kills from him. So.
Right, that's crazy. Yeah, he definitely. I didn't ever think of that. They only got one kill. That's
crazy. He only got one kill. That's crazy. I got another question here from Tony Robinson. Let me see. Hold on. Let me go up here. How would you guys like it if New Nightmare movie they expanded on the dream world and introduced more dream killers? Oh, so there'd be more killers than just Freddy? Oh, that's interesting. I'll let you go first. What do you think of that?
Shoot, I don't know. Like I never heard that question before.
It's a weird.
I guess it'll be a Nightmare on Elm Street movie, but it'll probably be less of a Freddy movie because it was like what will be the premise. I wanted to see more of the Ash and Freddy, like the whole Necronomicon.
Yeah.
Right, the Necronomicon aspect on the whole Jason and Freddy situation.
Yeah, I'm kind of with you. Instead of having more dream killers, I would like to mix Freddy up with maybe another horror world. Like, what if you put Freddy in like the Conjuring series or something like that? That'd be kind of weird.
Oh no, Freddy he will fit more into the Insidious franchise.
Yeah. There you go. Yeah, putting Freddy in like the Insidious. There you go. Now I think we're barking up the right tree. I think that'd be kind of cool, actually.
That'd be funny as well. That'd be funny as. Oh man!
You know, one thing that pisses me off about Insidious is they tease the Darth Maul killer.
Oh yeah.
And I want that dude to like be in like a whole movie. You know, like they just keep teasing him. They dangle that little carrot in front of him. Like, you like this guy, right? That's all you get. You know, drives me nuts.
What was your favorite Insidious? Was it first or the second one?
First, for sure. The second one was a little bit too trippy for me.
I think the second one was my favorite one.
Really? Like, so much happened in the second one that I almost forgot about most of it. Whereas the first one I thought was really good.
Oh yeah, that was creepy. They both solid. They both.
Yeah.
He's wine. Hit it right in the head. I think the second one, creepiest part to me was when she had the flashback of the Neil, well not Neil Patrick Wilson's character. His mom had a flashback to when she was in the hospital as a nurse.
Yeah.
And she got into the elevator and she knows that the patient, that's supposed to be in his bed wasn't. He was in the elevator and they only showed the bottom half of his face. And he walks out and she's like, "Why is he?" And she goes to the station like, "Why is this guy on his bed?" She's like, "What you mean? He's been dead for a few days now." And she's like, "What?" To me, that was
what?
I'm like, and I used to work in the hospital. I used to work in a nursing home. I'm like, I couldn't imagine seeing that. One of my patients is like, "Yo, he's walking around like," and it's like, "He been dead." That would trip me the hell out, man.
They do a good job with the scares in the Insidious franchise. I remember even liking the third one a little bit.
Third one, that was I didn't like that one too much. That was the breathing mask one, right?
And then that's what it was. They had that one scene with the breathing mask looking dude. So I don't know. I liked that. I just don't remember it that well because it's been so long since I saw it. And the fourth one was kind of weird, but yeah.
It's just, Linda Shay. Linda Shay she's amazing.
Yeah, she is.
It's just James Wan is not. He had the magic touch, man.
Mm-hmm. Oh.
Just like because all his movies like what Dead Silence. Oh, that movie's scary as hell to me.
I haven't seen Dead Silence yet. I've heard that one's good though.
Yeah, it's fun, man. It's creepy. It's James Wan, man. You can see a lot of early Conjuring, Insidious inspiration.
Yeah.
Off that one. So definitely check out Dead Silence whenever you get a chance.
Now, Some Meat's got a question here. Do you think did you see Terminator Dark Fate yet?
Yeah, I liked it.
I liked it too. I think that opening scene where, spoiler alert, guys, I'll give you like 5 seconds. If you don't listen for like 30 seconds, okay? We're going to talk about the beginning of Dark Fate. But anyway, 3, 2, 1. Dark Fate. They kill John Connor right at the beginning of the movie. And I was just like, whoa. Even though I kind of felt that that's what was going to happen. But it was jarring. But then after watching Genesis last night, Genesis makes Dark Fate look like Terminator 2. That's that's how bad Genesis is. Dark Fate's a good movie. It's just that
Right.
opening, which is necessary. I think they just could have handled his death a little bit more carefully.
Man, that CGI was top notch, bro. That CGI was top notch.
Oh yeah, when they I think the only thing they could have done was maybe the detail on her face a little bit. It did look a little bit waxy, but other than that, I mean, we're getting there. It's amazing, that we're in an age right now where they can pull off facial CGI and it look that convincing.
Dog, and the kid that played John Connor, the original actor, he looks a lot like young John Connor without the CGI too. So that was an effortless. I was like, God, I'm like, it looks just like that's John Connor from Terminator 2.
I know,
like,
dude, it was freaking crazy.
I had chills. I was like, whoa, I'm fucking watching. Is this a throwback scene, like an unused scene from back in the day? That I could tell, I could tell that was Arnold's body, from back then. I could tell that wasn't was Arnold, but it still looked good, man.
Oh yeah, that was the best. As a matter of fact, nobody talks about the way Arnold, the young version of him, looked coming out of that water in the big opening. That's the best that they've recreated Arnold to this. Like, he looked really convincing.
Right.
The CGI Arnold from 1984 in Genesis looked horrible. It looked like a video game.
What are you talking about? Are you talking about
The CGI Arnold that they did.
CGI and what, in Genesis?
Yeah.
Oh, I like that. I like that.
I watched it again last night, and he literally looked like a video game. And maybe that's because our brains don't process CGI like we process practical effects, because it's weird how we can watch, like, say, Avatar. We can watch Avatar, and when it first came out, everybody's blown away by how amazing this looks. And then you watch it 10 years later, and you're like, oh, that looks like the CGI of the time. You know what I mean? It's kind of weird, and that's kind of what happened with me with Genesis last night.
What you got? Yeah, so now we would seen the CGI Genesis, and we saw Genesis CGI 10 years ago, or no, let's go 15 years ago, 2004. We would have been blown away looking at Arnold. Like,
you know what? That actually happened with Salvation. When Arnold comes, the CGI Arnold comes out. I remember when I saw Salvation, and I was just like, "Holy shit! That's really convincing looking." I think they did a better job in Salvation with the CGI than they did with the.
Go watch Salvation. That looked like a video game.
Yeah, I need to watch Salvation again now.
I saw it. I was like, no, they did a better job in the later ones.
But it's like our brains don't process it like we process, because I can watch 80s practical effects, and it's like they don't age to me. It still holds up for some of them. Some of them they look really bad, but some of them, like if you look at those little aliens that are at the beginning of Night of the Creeps, now that's bad, but still.
Because they're there. CGI is cartoons.
Yeah. It's not there.
It's not physically there, so there's something actually taking up that physical space. So it creates a sense of realism. Yeah, I definitely agree. Practical, a good mixture between the two. It's always good.
I want to tell Leela to have a good night. She says she's got to go, but it was awesome having Leela in here.
What's up, Leela? What's up? I see Sunflower here too. See some up in here. That's cool.
We're gonna answer one more question, then I'm gonna have to wrap it up. But dude, you got to come back on here, man. This is freaking. You made this easy.
Bro, I love, outside of Michael Jackson stuff, man, I love horror. I love movies, man. So I love talking about them all the time. And I, definitely like chopping it up with you, man.
I think my audience likes you too, so I think we'll definitely have to get you back on here so we can talk. We could talk about horror news and stuff like that, like the next time you come on. Or we could do like a commentary or something like that. That'd be kind of cool, like maybe a Demons commentary or something. It'd be badass.
Oh yeah, I'm down. I'm down for everything, bro. What was that last question we going to get to?
Let me see. Hold on.
It's your boy Tyler Trigg said something about you missed the super chat.
I did? Oh, I missed Tyler's super. Oh, I'm sorry. Hold on. Tyler, ask me the question right now, and I'll go ahead and answer it. Okay. And you don't have to super chat again, of course. So.
Right. Sorry, Tyler.
Yeah, man. I saw him posting super chat, and I thought he was telling other people to super chat, and I was like, "That's really nice of Tyler." I didn't know that he actually did a super chat. So we'll wait and we'll get your question last. Okay, that's what we'll do.
Thank you, Young Hollywood. Appreciate the love, man. somebody asked my favorite MJ from Dangerous. My favorite song from MJ Dangerous is probably Can't Let Her Get Away. I can't let her get away. That song is fire to me.
You know, that's one album. Dangerous. I don't.
Mm-hmm.
Isn't it? No, I was thinking of History. History is like a weird album because like half of it's greatest hits and then half of it's like new material, which I think it's a bad idea to do that.
Yeah, that whole era was really my favorite. Anybody knows watch my shit, they know that History was my least favorite era.
Yeah.
That whole time wasn't good. It wasn't a good time for Michael Jackson. Period. His life was. They was out to get him at that time. It was a sad.
Yeah, that's
point.
the thing. It's hard for a creator to do his best work when everybody is coming after him. You know what I mean?
So that's why I kind of stay in the early '80s era was more happy and good energy and good vibes.
All right, we got Tyler Trigg's question. He's going to get the last one. Says, being a Leatherface guy, what's your thoughts on the new reboot announced? I heard something about that. Which company was it that's rebooting Leatherface? I can't remember. But I wasn't the biggest fan of the last Leatherface. I think there was some potential there, but I think it just felt a little B-movie-ish. And I want them to go back to the first Texas Chainsaw Massacre and give it that type of feel. I mean, like insanity. Like when I first saw the first Texas Chainsaw Massacre, I'd never seen anything like that. And it was like psychotic, chaotic horror. You know, it was like at the end of the movie when she's screaming at the top of her lungs and you're almost exhausted, you know, by the end of the movie. I want them to go for that again. That's what I want out of a new Texas Chainsaw movie. Fede Alvarez, that's right. Yeah, Fede Alvarez is producing. So that's promising. I love Fede Alvarez. So I want, and what he did with the Evil Dead remake was, I mean, that's one of my favorite remakes.
Oh, that's the same when they made the Evil Dead 2013 remake?
Yep.
Oh yeah, that was I got faith in it because that was
I love
great.
that one.
That was a great movie. I loved it too because it's his own movie. I might be thinking about Ash. I'm thinking about this is just a creepy story with the whole what's her name his sister. She's on drugs and
man, I thought it was. I thought what was so great about it too is like we're all Ash fans and we went into that movie a little cautious, but I mean within like the first 10 minutes of the movie, Jane Levy, she hooks you right in and you're like, oh, I'm really interested in where this character is going. I don't even care about Ash right now, and that's not an easy thing to do, and I think he nailed it. So, what do you think about the Texas Chainsaw? Do you care about a new Texas movie or what?
I watch it. I'm down for some Leatherface. I like the last one that came out with 2017. I like that one. My thing is I can watch a movie and appreciate it on its own. I don't have to it has to be like the old. Like I can watch it.
Yeah,
now
I agree.
I didn't buy that was Leatherface's backstory. I'm like, okay, I'm not Lil Jab. I'm not buying that was he was just kind of he was a good guy. He just got turned like at the end. I think
they gave us an unrealistic premise for the sake of a twist, you know.
Yes.
And it was a decent twist, but at the end of the day, it's not a good Texas Chainsaw movie, you know.
Yeah.
So
it was nasty. Like the two rebels couple, the Bonnie and Clyde, they were disgusting people.
Oh yeah,
so they got that right. I just didn't buy that. Okay, just because he got shot at the end, he's gonna. Oh, now I'm not even buying he's Leatherface. He's way too small to be Leatherface. You know, his brother was supposed to be. I thought the big dude was supposed to be Leatherface. Okay, that's Leatherface. You know.
And I'll tack on to that. What do you think about Rob Zombie doing a Texas Chainsaw movie?
That to me is a no-brainer.
It's a no-brainer.
Already, like that's his style.
Yeah, so that would work. All right, guys, I think that's gonna wrap up. I mean, we're right at the 2-hour point now. I always that's my sweet spot. So. I don't like to overstay my welcome.
I didn't realize it was 2 hours, bro.
I know, man. It just flew right by, didn't it?
Hell yeah.
Before we go, what do you got on tap? Anything that you're working on right now?
Yeah, I got a couple of songs coming out, a couple of music videos coming out. I took a kind of a break after I did Traps and EO. It was a long year. I put out a lot of videos this year, a lot of content. My Pepsi video about to hit 1 million views, probably about an hour or maybe it's by tomorrow. So that's doing pretty. It's at 999K. Give me that extra few hundred to get me to that 1 million. So I'm about to celebrate that with the team.
Hell yeah.
I'm always coming up with stuff whenever it comes to my head. I try to think about it and put it out on the table. They're supposed to be coming out a new Michael Jackson movie pretty soon. Or
I heard about that. There's like a biopic, right?
Yeah, biopic.
Yeah.
So, I'm interested to see who they cast for that. I mean, they're not gonna cast me. They should cast me to play somebody.
Dude, I think they should, man. I think you'd be an awesome Jackson in a movie. And you can act. I've seen your acting abilities. So
yeah, I can act. So I'm like, but you know me. If it's good, I don't care. If they cast somebody, of course they're gonna cast whatever they want to cast. But
yeah,
I'm down as long as it's good. I'm down to watch it, support it. It's all about Michael Jackson at the end of the day. So I hope I'm interested to see that. So yeah, we gonna keep it groovy, man. And you said you got some horror films coming out too, right? Short films.
I was working on like a fan film, but I was gonna release it in like October. And then I wasn't able to, and my thing is too is I don't like putting out like a half-assed product, so I backed off of it, and I think I'm gonna wait until next year because it's definitely something that I want to release in October because it's Halloween based. So right. I want to do that, but I will say what I do have on tap is, and I kind of posted a teaser about this yesterday. I got this really ambitious project that I want to do. It's going to take me a couple weeks to edit. And it's probably going to be about an hour and a half long. I'll give you guys another nugget of it. I will say it's slasher based. I'll say that, but it's going to take me a while to edit this thing. I'm going to have to do it piece by piece, but I'm going to be proud of it. Once it's finally out, then I'm going to be happy. So something I've been thinking about doing.
You on Premiere, After Effects?
What's that?
Or do you use Premiere?
I use Adobe Premiere Elements.
Okay.
Elements is pretty much Adobe Premiere without having to pay the monthly fee. That's what I really think it is. I mean, I haven't used Adobe Premiere, the Pro version, so I don't know everything that's in that. I know it's got more than Elements, but right now, Elements, I still think I've only scratched the surface. Like, there's so much more to Elements that I haven't even messed with yet, but it has everything that I need. So, yeah, that's what I use. I just use Elements.
Yeah, that's what I use that in After Effects.
Yeah. And my for my thumbnails I use GIMP 2.8, which is free, and both those programs I've been using for like over 4 years now, and they've never steered me wrong. So I've had people tell me, why don't you just go pro and do the monthly fee? And I'm like, I don't need it yet, and I don't want to relearn something. So yeah.
All right, no, I get you, bro, for sure, man.
Yeah, but hey guys, check out Trapson. Was it Trapson EO?
Yeah, Trapson EO.
Yeah, I reviewed Trapson EO. If you want, check out my review. But check out that short film he did. You'll have a blast. I'm telling you, it's great stuff. Right. So,
and if Michael Jackson ain't up y'all alley, if y'all like the straight horror, we did do a short film called Christian. That's kind of like a short horror. I don't know if you said. I think I sent it to you.
You just released that in October, didn't you?
Yeah. It's a short little video, but it was it has nothing to do with Michael Jackson. But it's a short little horror film that I directed. It's about some kids and a haunted house. So I think it's called Christian. Almost Tales from the Track on my page called Christian. So it's only like 4 or 5 minutes long. So
definitely check that out, guys. As far as Jeffrey Lane, he's asking if he can be a mod. I'm thinking he's talking about Killer Flicks, which is my Facebook group. Anytime I make somebody a new mod, I discuss it with all the other mods and admins, and if we need somebody, then we'll definitely take it into consideration. So, yeah, if that's what you're talking about, yeah, Jeffrey, I know right now I think we're modded up, but if we need somebody else, I'll definitely put your name down. And also, if you're like really active in the group, that stuff plays a factor too. But yeah, thanks for the interest, because not everybody wants to be a mod, and it's not. Sometimes it's not that easy to be a mod. You got to deal with a lot of assholes. So. But right. Hey, Trap, put your YouTube channel, like make a comment in the chat, and that way they can find your YouTube channel too.
I think I just tried, and I'm like, I wasn't even trying
to. Just type in Michael Trapson in your YouTube search, and you will find him. I promise.
I'm gonna send a link. I'm trying to get you. I gotta get you on my page next time, man, so people can know. We gotta figure out how to merge. All of our
all together.
Same time, man. It'd be a big family of people up in here.
Yep.
Okay, that's my page. Oh, that's that. I don't know if I did it right, man. I might have sent the weird. This is weird how the links in here. But yeah, Michael Trapson.
Actually, you know what? Hold on. I can. I'll find it real quick and I'll post it on there, so that way they can easily find it. I'll just open up YouTube.
Yeah, this is fun though, man. Definitely come back.
Yeah, dude, this is a blast. Here we go. All right, so I'm gonna copy that. And...
Oh, Lee, before we jump off,
yeah,
what did you think about Dr. Sleep? I heard you said you had your problems with it.
Yeah. Hold on. I'm sending your link. Okay, I just sent your link so that way you guys get. Now, yeah, Dr. Sleep, man. I think part of my problem is I had just rewatched. I've watched The Shining so many times, but I just rewatched The Shining like right before. And The Shining and Dr. Sleep are two very different movies, which is a good thing. You know, I don't think you want to watch the same movie. And I think it's a movie I need to give another watch because a lot of people loved that movie. But for me, for some reason, it just felt like it was going through the motions. It didn't have, I don't know, that ebb and flow that The Shining, and I honestly, it didn't feel as scary as The Shining. Like I didn't buy they're not humans, but you know, they're people that are like the villains in the movie. And whereas The Shining, it's your own mind. It's like a psychotic type of deal. So I felt the terror was much more evident in The Shining, and plus it's Stanley Kubrick. But Mike Flanagan's a great director, and he's the one that wants to do the Nightmare remake. So I'm totally for that. And maybe I just need to give it another watch. But it didn't connect with me the first time. I don't know. It didn't grab me. What did you think about it?
I liked it, man.
You liked it? Yeah, a lot of people are like you, man. A lot of people loved it.
I saw it twice, and I didn't. I saw it, and I watched The Shining after that. And bro, the guy that played Dick, what's his name? Scalahan. That's how you say his name. The black.
Yeah, I can't remember his name in The Shining, but I know who you're talking about.
That guy, he looked almost exactly like the original guy. I keep forgetting his name. The black guy from the original, the cook. You know, he looked just like him. And then I like how the whole remake scenes, the Jack Nicholson, the Jack Nicholson, the whole the bar scene. I thought that was pretty cool. I loved it.
There was one scene that I really did love, and it was when the little baseball player kid and all the gypsies engulfed him pretty much, and his performance was really convincing. That was probably my favorite scene of the movie. I'll give it that.
They got a lot more balls. I think ever since it came out, or maybe Clown, 2014 Clown, when that movie came out.
Yeah,
they got a lot more balls of killing kids in movies now.
Yeah, they sure do. They even did it in Halloween 2018.
Exactly. They don't care anymore. They killing kids like no, they're not. Of course, in real life, we don't want nobody to die. I don't want kids to die. I don't want nobody to die in real life. But in the movie universe, I want to feel like nobody's safe. So a kid dies in the movie, I'm like, okay, hey, now you just told me. All bets are off. Hey, man, this guy's he ain't playing.
Yeah,
no mercy. You gotta be careful.
All right, I guess we're gonna hang it up. Let me go to my here we go. So hey guys, thank you all for stopping by. I hope you guys have a great night. I hope you have a happy Thanksgiving. And peace out, everybody. Say the last word, Trap.
Stay groovy and Chummona.